how'd you get here?
Guys, we're nearing the end. I don't know what to tell you. We're getting fucking close, man. We only have a little bit more to do. We have all of the main areas done for the most part. We just have to do a few more little missions, and then Daddy's in it for the long haul. We're almost there. Where the fuck is this ball at, dude? This is another issue with Doom Morph. Okay, I'm surprised the amount of people in the comments agreed with me last time, because I was very harsh on Doom Morph, but people were like, no, you're kind of cooking, and that wowed me a little bit. I was genuinely expecting death threats, and as of now, I haven't gotten any. That's kind of amazing. This architecture is kind of amazing, by the way. Like, I just fucking love this, and every single person I've ever seen, this is why I hate Doom Morph, this is why I hate Doom Morph, this is why I hate Doom Morph. I hope he fucking dies tonight. Anyways, as I was saying, this architecture is really nice, and I think this is such an interesting take on the white space concept. Just like throwing in all this weird like gothic architecture and shit. That's so cool, bruh. So much cooler than what Base Gens did with it. By the way, we had to do all this just so we could go back outside and do the missions. I kind of wish you would just like show you where the gate was, then show you the mission so we didn't have to like do this fucking game of cat and mouse and run back and forth. Very minute, small apples type shit, but it is mildly frustrating. I'm gonna say something that might be a little bit controversial, right? So there are all these areas surrounding the Chaos Island thing that mirror what we saw in Frontiers in terms of platforming challenges in the open world, and a lot of people are like, oh my god, this feels just like Frontiers because it sucks. And it's like, alright, look, I genuinely think the only reason people dislike these compared to everything else that you see in Frontiers, or everything else you see in this game, right, is the visual element of it. I think that alone is what has altered the way people, like, I don't know, view these challenges, because every challenge in other areas, it's like, oh, it's using the rails from this area, it's using the whatever. I genuinely think it's just a visual thing, because I can't see any tangible difference in terms of actual level design. Like, I genuinely, I don't fucking see anything. And I don't know if maybe that says more about me and how stupid I am or whatever. But like, I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't remember where fucking Dick is in this stage. We'll see how this goes. Oh, there's one. Okay, fire. Alright, well, I'm just gonna get everything here first and then say fuck it to the S rank for now, and we can get that later. I'm really not worried about it. I'm playing very, very, very poorly. I think it's the first time I've ever gotten a B rank. That's really bad. But yeah, I just think Frontiers kind of gets the short end of the stick when it comes to this overworld discussion. Some people have been talking about why they think it's different in the comments, and I just don't really agree with those takeaways. Like, it's mainly about how the platforming is more interesting, and I just don't think that's the case at all. Like, even remotely. The platforming is about the same, and maybe it's like a length thing, because some of the platforming challenges in the open world here are a little lengthier, but it's by like fucking fractions of a second. It's nothing even remotely close to a substantial change, and I'm just very... I'm confused, I guess, is the TLDR of that. Like, if people like it more, that's great, and if adding that visual change was enough for people to kind of lock in on it more, that's fine in and of itself, but I think people are, trying to portray the differences as more than they actually are, if that makes sense, and I personally don't see any tangible level design difference that completely alters the experience and makes it better than Frontiers, or I don't even see the differences that make the Chaos Island platforming challenges worse, or, you know, it's the same shit. Same shit, different bucket, different visuals. That's the TLDR of it. So because I didn't really have a chance to talk about Chaos Island and my thoughts on the stage itself, I'm gonna kind of use these missions as an excuse to kind of talk about my overarching feelings on it. I think there's more wrong with Chaos Island than just Doom Morph. I think there are reasons that I personally don't enjoy it a relatively sized sizable amount. And it all comes from the kind of geometry of this early section. Later on, it's less of an issue, but like in this early section, they're trying to do that little visual thing where they put a bunch of shit on the ground, but everything has collision. So sometimes you'll try to jump and you'll get like caught on this fucking random piece of visual geometry, and this little piece of geometry that should just be primarily visual, but it's not because they just wanted to be fancier. So I don't know. TLDR, you can get gimped jumps depending on where you jump. Even though everything should be flat, you shouldn't have your jump gimped. Because there are certain things that are tangible, there are certain like fucking visual things on the floor that are tangible and actually have geometry, you end up fucking stubbing your toe, and it's really frustrating in that early section, and it makes me honestly have to route around the fact that I know I'm gonna get a gimped jump. Yeah, it just makes me route around the fact that I know I'm gonna, if I try to platform in that certain area, I'm probably gonna have a gimp jump, and it's frustrating to deal with. I don't think that's necessarily a benefit to the stage, routing around the fact that, hey, you might get your fucking input stolen just because of this weird geometry. Again, that's not really generally an issue anywhere else than in the beginning part of Act 1 of the stage, but it was frustrating and annoying to have to deal with that, and then on top of that also learn how to use Doom Morph, and it's just there's a lot of fucking things that just pissed me off with that. By the way, I made a mild whoopsie poopsie when I was talking about the mission structure of this. You do actually have to complete every single mission. I didn't think you had to because I was just doing it for shits and gigs, but you do have to. If you want to beat the game, you have to do every mission. You can't avoid them. Luckily, you don't have to do particularly well on any of the missions. I've seen a lot of people get through it just fine by slamming their head into a wall, and it works, man. It's magical. It just works. I've seen people that are complete dog shit at this game, and they get through just fine. So it's not a big deal, but I was wrong on that. There's also something I said about the moving back and forth, like doing the sidestepping with the Doom Surf will make you go faster in that move. Apparently it won't. It's a little more complicated than that. I don't fully know. I don't get it. But I do know that there's a way you can move faster by just flat out boosting with Shadow and then like doing his little weird drift thing where you hold the trigger. Something you kind of never use. It's not important to know that for beating the main campaign, and it really only seems to be significant if you're going for speedruns, and even then I don't see a lot of people using it, but hey, it is what it is. Also, by the way, this is a really cool boss. I don't have the same issue people have with Mephiles' voice actor. I think it's very much an overblown sentiment, and I just don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't think it's worse in really any capacity. I genuinely think it's fine. And I've seen some like shit floating around about how like, oh, it sounds like a prepubescent child talking as Mephiles. I don't really agree with that. I think he's fucking fine. I genuinely think he's fine. I don't understand the hate or the qualms with it. I don't know why that was such a big deal for a lot of people. I guess like I see why people would give a shit, and I wouldn't. There are a lot of people that care much more about Sonic voice acting and Sonic characterization and shit than I do. I just do not give a flying fuck. So if some people really hated it for X, Y, and Z reason, sure, go for it, gang. Live your life, do whatever. I just don't. I don't think it's really a big issue. I really don't. I do not at all. Also, this is the only time in the game where I think having these... Did I fuck it up? Oh my god, I've never fucked it up before. That's wild. Whoopsie poopsie. This is the only time in the game where I think having these little on-screen shits is actually really fucking helpful, because this goop is so neon, disgusting, gross, whatever. I genuinely cannot imagine seeing all this shit and just instinctively knowing what to do with everything. I'm sorry. Like, it is a visual cluttered mess. And I think the boss fight is really cool when you have these button prompts on screen and it's kind of leading you in the right direction. It's like, oh fuck, the little thing popped up, so now I can actually fucking do the shits and have a great time and fuck them up. But without it, I could not imagine getting through this and having a good time. Like, I genuinely cannot, because it's so fucking hard to have that visual clarity here, and like, it's just blah, blah, blah. It's the only time I've ever thought that about this experience at all. This is genuinely the one reason I kept those button prompts on. Genuinely, the singular reason. Did I fucking do something wrong? Oh my god, I don't think I did. I don't remember anything about this boss fight. I beat it first try, I didn't fuck up at all, and it was really easy and I got an S rank, and that is kind of where I'm at with that. Oh, you have to do that. I remember this shit. This shit's cool. God, this shit's fucking fire. And you kind of go around this way, and oh god, this is a fucking awesome boss fight, man. This boss fight is sick. The bosses in this game, holy shit, best Sonic bosses in the entire fucking series. It's awesome. It's not even particularly close, man. Like, I think they beat literally every single boss fight in the 2D fucking games and the 3D games. This is just the best bosses we've had, period. And it's not just because you have the badass shit like this where it's like, oh my god, this is like a fucking fan edit, dude. This is something you'd see in fucking, like, I don't know, some random fan game that's trying really hard to be dope as shit. Like, it's so cool. It's so fucking cool. This boss fight, oh my god, the I Want to Exist plotline, dude. People fucking lost their minds at that because it's so cool. And Shadow's just like, no, I don't fucking like you, dude. I don't like the cut of your jib. You look ugly, bruh. Shut the fuck up, ugly ass. Get back in the goddamn scepter. Go away. There's no future for you. Fuck off. Oh my god, it's so cool. This boss fight is fucking gas. I need to get that S rank. It's really because I just fucked up that. I missed it by by a fucking second. Are you kidding me? Alright, I'll be right back. Yeah, it's not hard to get. I got the S rank first try. I genuinely messed up that boss fight like crazy, and I still got an A rank and just barely missed the S rank. That one's not bad. That one's not bad at all. And I feel like you should be at a level of competence at this point in the game where you're not going to struggle with that too much. Now, I might be talking out my butt cheeks, but that's what I personally think. And I know, I'm a Sonic gamer. I'm a very epic Sonic gamer, okay? No one has ever seen gameplay as talented, as good, as immaculate as mine. I know, and that's fine. You guys don't have to tell me in the comments, okay? I appreciate it. You don't have to tell me, though. So maybe I have a little bit of a skewed perspective, maybe a skewed opinion. I've been watching a lot of people that don't really like Sonic or haven't played him before play him for the first time, I guess technically Shadow for the first time now, and there is a drastic difference in skill level between Sonic fans and normal human beings. You know, like I didn't think it would be that drastic. I always knew that Sonic had a little bit of a higher I guess skill floor and a little bit of a difficult learning curve for people that, you know, haven't played platformers like this before. But hey, I didn't know it was that much of a skill floor. It was kind of nuts watching people go through it. I think the most interesting one for sure is check out this channel. I know this is gonna sound crazy. You've never heard of this channel before. It's 2 million sub channel, Afro Senju. He's playing a little bit of Shattuck Gens right now, and he got through, I think, up to Sunset Heights and Kingdom Valley. So he's pretty fucking deep in it, and the gameplay's just different, bro. It's different, and it is what it is. I don't know how I got on this tangent, but it's an interesting thing for sure. And if you want to understand the perspective of normal players and people that aren't chronically Sonic heads, that's definitely an interesting path to go down. Because they're fucking swarming on this game, man. I've seen a bunch of shit. I've seen people who have never touched a Sonic game in their life finally just like lock in and say, yeah, we're gonna try it. We're gonna play it. We're gonna play Sonic Generations and Shadow Generations, and it'll be awesome. And I've seen people say, hey, I don't like this. This fucking sucks for me. And people that are like, this is awesome. This is great. I'm gonna lock into Sonic forever and ever now. By the way, this is a really fucking cool cutscene. Someone talked about it on Twitter a little bit and kind of dissected it, but when the Shadow is like consuming Shadow, he has like this kind of, what's it called? Not a bokeh, it's like the fucking black starts creeping in on the side of the screen like his darkness is taking him over. Oh my god! And then you have the light shine, and then the black goes away from the corners of the screen, and it really adds this level of just fuck yeah to the scene, if that makes sense. That's kind of, I don't know, that's where I'm at with that. It's really cool. The story is fucking awesome. I don't think I've seen anyone complain about the story, and that's all you really need to know about it. That's all you really need to know. The story is glazed for good reason. I'm gonna stop it here, because next episode, oh my god, we have some fucking content to go through. It's good content too. It's fucking fire content.